In the quest for more foreign direct investments in Nigeria, President Tinubu has held bilateral meetings with Qatari Emir and investors. That was before departing the Arab country back home. Plus, Barawa College Old Boys Association advocate value reorientation for youth as panacea for peace in the polity. We'll also bring you sports and other stories. Welcome to Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguilera. President Bola Tinubu has departed Doha for Nigeria after his state visit to Qatar. This was after holding bilateral meetings with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, while also witnessing the signing of bilateral agreements covering several sectors of the economy. Now, part of the agreement signed by Nigeria and Qatar is to leverage the potential of mutual cooperation in education, enterprise development, investment promotion, youth empowerment, tourism, mining and sport sectors. President Bola Tinubu and the Emir of the State of Qatar witnessed the signing of the agreements in Qatar. Let's hear details from State House correspondent Musbahu Dawab.
Day 2 of his state visit to Qatar, but certainly the most crucial. Warm hands of the Emir of Qatar and a guard of honor made a warm reception befitting of the president of the largest black nation. But seemingly more important on the mind of President Tinubu is the message of assurances he has brought to the Emir and his people that Nigeria is prepared with necessary reforms to encourage businesses with best return on investments. While acknowledging what he called a short-term turbulent moment which Nigeria is currently facing, President Tinubu assured that his government is implementing the right solutions. He said his government today reflects the dynamism and talent of the Nigerian people. The Nigerian leader also acknowledged the rapid pace of developments in Qatar and that his team was in Doha to gain deeper insights. The Emir of Qatar emphasized that his country is open to President Tinubu's investment push, recalling that he traveled to Nigeria in 2019 owing to his belief that Nigeria is an important and strategic ally on its own and within the context of its role in the region. 7 agreements were signed, which include cooperation agreements in the field of education, regulation of employment of workers with the government of Qatar, establishment of a joint business council between the Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, in addition to a cooperation agreement in the field of youth and sports. The other agreements are cooperation in the field of tourism and business events and a memorandum of understanding on combating illicit trade in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. In Doha, Musba Nanwahab, NTA News.
Well, Nigeria is hoping for a prospective investment worth billions of dollars from young Qatari investors across various sectors. And that was a major outcome of an engagement between Nigerian young investors and their Qatari counterparts. The engagement on the sidelines of the Nigeria-Qatar Business Forum was at the instance of the Nigerian Minister of Youth Development, Jamila Ibrahim. The minister says the interface has been successfully used to convince the young Qatari international investors about the new climate for ease of doing business in Nigeria.
And the Qatar Nigeria Business Council And this engagement is looking very promising and has a lot of prospect of matching successfully the Nigerian entrepreneurs seeking investments and potential Qatari investors in sectors such as fintech, agriculture, manufacturing, and oil and gas. And there's potential actually of a $100 billion investment in the near future. We're leveraging on the MOUs that were signed between Nigeria and Qatar. We hope that we have a smooth implementation of this on the memorandum.
Also, one major fallout from the Nigeria-Qatar Business Forum is that President Bola Tinubu has assured genuine investors that Nigeria will not compromise standard as the government is committed to business evolution in the country. The president said that at the Qatar-Nigeria Business Forum, which was held in Doha. Here is State House correspondent Musbahu Danwahab with that report.
The stage was of the instance of a Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, and the Qatar Chambers of Commerce. But for President Bola Tinubu, this forum, with the prospect to boost trade relations, is a project Nigeria. As he led his team and top members of the Nigerian business sector, President Tinubu was here again, building confidence of foreign investors and the new environments being created for successful businesses through various reforms.
We have done so much within 9 months, and I'm assuring you, bring your investment. Whenever you are ready to go, your money is free to go out. I give you that assurance. And if you take advantage of all of these opportunities that is available, nowhere else will you find the greater rate of return that is available to you in Nigeria. Bring your investment.
Nigeria-Qatar trade volume hit over $80 million at the end of 2023. But President Tinubu believes this is just a starting point, with assurances that under his watch, investments are now safe in Nigeria.
Whatever is the obstacle or problem that some of you might have encountered in the past should be something of the past and no obstacle to the future. We have men and women of integrity seated across from you here to give you assurances that Nigeria is open for serious business.
Nigeria and Qatar are both rich in oil and gas, and now the countries share commitments toward diversification.
Reforms to improve industrialization, improve backward integration, value chain addition, skill development, MSME growth and development. All of these were aimed to ensure that when investments come in, there is a thriving environment to support those investments.
Our key sectors highlighted in our new national development strategy provides promising means of partnership and bilateral investments in the two countries in oil and gas, logistical services, SMEs, food and agriculture, and we look forward to cooperating with our Nigerian counterparts in these sectors so as to achieve our joint objectives.
The President is expecting a committee to be set up immediately to facilitate the implementation of agreements reached here. From Doha, Musbahu Danwahab, NTA News.
Well, following all that development, Nigerian investors have commended President Bola Tinubu for his leadership in changing the narrative and perception of Nigeria across the world. Some businessmen actually spoke after the Nigeria-Qatar Business Forum in Doha. They were saying the market drive being led by the president himself will in no distant time yield positive results on Nigeria's economy.
President as the Chief Investment Officer of the country And the way he spoke today is really encouraging, even for some of us Nigerian investors that would not have looked at Qatar for partnership. I think this has really opened up a new avenue for funding for Nigerians.
Mr. President is the best salesman for Nigeria. He speaks about Nigeria with passion, with commitment, and this is what we need regardless of the challenges we are facing.
He made it clear here today that the era of making it difficult for foreign investors in Nigeria is over. All the various restrictions that most people have been worried about, the president has made further commitment emphatically that once you invest in Nigeria, if you want to take your investment out, you can do it. And this is one of the important things most investors are looking at.
The slogan is, we are committing the protection of the investment. This slogan is very important. This will definitely give a boom to the investors.
He makes our business easy by telling the good of Nigerians and Nigeria. And he is the one chairing the business forum as a president himself. So what I'm assuring Nigeria is, inshallah, within a short period of time, maybe maximum 1 year, 2 years, everybody will start seeing the impact of what Mr. President is doing.
For us in the health sector, we're already unlocking the healthcare value chain, and we call on investors to invest across the chain, from diagnostics to pharmaceuticals to services to digital technologies to training of health workers. And we're going to make sure that investors have the opportunity, domestic investors, Nigerian companies, but also external investors who are friends of Nigeria, because we have a large market. And the assurance of the president is one that we will hold, and we would certainly deliver economic value, job opportunities, but also health security for Nigerians.
All right, let's take a break. We're back in a moment. Welcome back. Value reorientation and active involvement of youths in decision-making are judged to be some of the salient factors for ensuring peace and development. Former Head of State, General Yakubu Gowon, stated this in a message at the 2023 Annual General Meeting of Bariwa Old Boys Association in Zaria. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
The 102-year-old secondary school, Bariwa College, Zaria, has produced notable personalities who contributed immensely to the growth and development of Nigeria. Among them are late General Hassan Usman Katsina, Malam Adamu Fika, and General Yakubu Gowon. In the spirit of unity, the Old Boys, under the auspices of Bariwa Old Boys Association, BOBA, meet annually to review successes and challenges confronting the school with a view to providing solutions and seek for intervention where necessary for the school to maintain its glory. Chairman of the occasion, General Yakubu Gowon, represented by Professor Ango Abdullahi, re-emphasized that the college legacies must be kept alive.
Go back to the legacies of Bariwa almost 100 years ago, where virtually all the leaders of this country, as well as, in fact, the entire leadership of northern Nigeria, was all produced here at Bariwa.
Products of this college became leaders of this nation. So we are pursuing it, and we hope we'll get the support of the younger people.
The older generation has a lot of experience, and based on their experience and knowledge of what has been happening, they can guide the younger generation.
We are considering a concept which we want to pass to the next generation.
The meeting was attended by high-profile dignitaries, including Emir of Zazzau, Malam Ahmad Nuhuba Mali, represented. Suraj Abdullahi, NTA.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemieson, is seeking avenues of collaboration with the United Kingdom for student exchange programs. Haman Jabani reports that the Mayor of London of Southwark, Michael Situ, who is on a working visit with his team, were received by the Permanent Secretary, Career Management Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
The visit to Nigeria aims to seek areas of partnership in both sides of the continent. It also geared towards finding ways for mutual benefit of both countries and understanding the educational landscape of Nigeria and how the two countries can share best practices. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, who was represented, said education for all is a responsibility for all, and the government wants to do everything possible that Nigerians at all levels are well educated to make themselves contribute positively to societal development. She appreciated the mayor for focusing on secondary school students as beneficiaries of the exchange program, as they are the future of the service. She said nurturing them at this stage will ease their transition into the public service in the future. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation noted that the first pillar of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan FCC 25 places high premium on human capacity development and talent management, adding that learning is an unending adventure.
Across board, our target has always been the fact that some of our children are not in school, and some of them are also having challenges in learning. And so I think these are the areas we already hope to where we can collaborate.
Mayor Situ says the program will cut across all areas of public service and other contemporary issues.
What cuts across all areas of public service provided by the government, at either the local level or the national level, or by the civil service, or in all areas of life, is education. When you have an educated workforce, you have a productive workforce.
Administrator, Chief Executive Officer, Public Service Institute of Nigeria, Abdulganiu Obatonyibo, appreciated the mayor for being a man of his words, having fulfilled his promise to visit Nigeria and for doing the country proud. He stressed that education is directly linked with knowledge, and without it, skills and information will be of no value. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
The 33 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Bauchi, has held its annual West African social activities known as WASA, an avenue to appreciate Army officers for their doggedness in the fight against criminal activities. Awal Abdullahi reports that the annual event also provides a platform for socialization between families, friends, and the general public.
The West African Social Activities, known as WASA, is an annual event organized by the Nigerian Army to celebrate the diverse rich cultural heritage of the country. The event brings together officers, soldiers and their families in a relaxed atmosphere to celebrate and mark the end of the year 2023 activities. Talk of war contest between the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force and women in the barracks, as well as corps members, took part of the social events. The aim is to strengthen the cordial relationship between the personnel and civilians.
Year 2023 was let us carry the spirit of unity, empathy and understanding way beyond this event. Let us be ambassadors of inclusivity, respect for both the military, the civil populace, and the broader community.
Lighting of bonfire is the symbol of the celebration led by the State Deputy Governor, Mohammed Awal Jatau. Awards were presented to some deserving personnel in a variety of ways of cultural display by the troops. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
The need for effective cooperation among security personnel and relevant maritime stakeholders was emphasized at the Naval War College Nigeria's 8th Interagency Seminar held in Calabar. Stakeholders believe this will enhance intelligence gathering and information sharing towards sustaining the Nigerian Navy's efforts to curb criminal activities on the nation's waterways. Udwak Etim reports.
Facing maritime security threats such as crude oil theft, piracy and other criminal activities requires shared responsibility and cooperation of relevant stakeholders. It is in recognition of this that the Naval War College Nigeria's 8th Interagency Seminar was held in Calabar to promote cross-breeding of ideas and for more robust inputs as a guide during joint military operations. Director State Security Service, Cross River State Command, Roslyn Izuagbe, who spoke in line with the theme of the seminar, combating maritime crimes through effective interagency cooperation and collaboration, called for robust synergy among security personnel and stakeholders to fight maritime crimes.
The need for improvement in early warning mechanisms is imperative. We must take a look at the signs when the problem is rearing their heads and tackle it that time together.
When you cooperate and collaborate, you are saving costs, you are building confidence, within all the agencies, so you are creating trust within yourselves.
Indeed, the maritime environment is a strategic environment, and it's important that the stakeholders actually work together.
There was a panel of discussion for participants to derive the maximum benefits of the seminar.
It was a good collaboration and cooperation between the relevant maritime stakeholders. That something like this should be encouraged every time. And we are hopeful that we should make it a regular event.
In ensuring that the objectives of the course is realized, participants and maritime stakeholders embarked on a sea trip to develop the professional ability of command-level officers and for effective defense of Nigeria's maritime domain against all forms of threats. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
Daura Emirate of Katsina State has organized a special prayer for continued peace and unity of the nation. Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk Umar, used the opportunity to seek for collective effort by government and Nigerians towards bringing an end to the economic challenges facing the country. Hussaini Suleiman reports.
These are children of various Islamic schools across the Daura zone of Katsina State. They form part of the prayer session together with traditional and religious leaders. The Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk Umar, said prayer is necessary, looking at the numerous challenges of insecurity and other social vices in some part of the country.
I want to advise traditional rulers to always use their influence towards guiding their followers to be obedient to the leaders and all the constituted authority.
The monarch also seek more support and cooperation to all tiers of governance for the country to overcome economic challenges. In Daura, Hussein Suleiman, NTA News.
Right next is sports update.
The Nigeria Under-18 women's handball team finished second at the IHF Women's Trophy Intercontinental phase after going down 22-16 to Kosovo in Sunday's final. Before meeting Kosovo, the Nigerian ladies were on a 100% winning streak, which started from the zonal phase to the intercontinental phase. To football, Kazi Enyinaya scored the late winner as Nigeria's last surviving club on the continent. Rivers United sealed a ticket to the knockout round of the CAF Confederation Cup after coming from a goal down to defeat Dreams FC 2-1 in their last group match. The Pride of Rivers finished second in Group C on 12 points behind eventual group winners Dreams FC. Back home, two late second-half goals from John Victor Ekioke and Dambani Godwin Alao gave Lobby Stars a 2-0 win over Katsina United in a match-day 23 encounter of the Nigeria Premier Football League played Sunday. The Makudi-based side have thus moved to the top of the standings, displacing Remo Stars in the process. In other results, Plateau United handed Bendel Insurance a 2-0 defeat. Enugu Rangers ran out 2-0 winners away to Niger Tornadoes, with Heartland forced to a 1-0 draw by visitors Sunshine Stars. In England, Manchester City maintained their Premier League title push as they recorded a 3-1 comeback derby win over rivals Manchester United at the Etihad. In the other match of the day, Bournemouth ran out 2-0 winners away to Burnley to compound the relegation woes of the Clarets. Finally, Dillian White has been cleared to continue his career after an investigation confirmed that a positive drugs test was caused by a contaminated supplement. White's scheduled rematch against Anthony Joshua last August was cancelled after the 35-year-old returned adverse analytical findings in a pre-fight test by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, and White has now been found to have been the innocent victim of contamination of a nutritional supplement following an extensive investigation. With Sports Update, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
All right, there you have it. That concludes Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguwele. Have a beautiful day ahead.